You may have noticed on my channel that recently I put out a few more videos regarding the stock market, in particular the Aussie stock market, with oftentimes I mentioned stocks in the US markets as well. Primarily my channel's been about cryptocurrency, but overall it's personal finance and investing. And I wanted to make a video today to discuss my beliefs between the differences of cryptocurrency investing and stock market investing. Now, it's not to pin these two against each other and say you have to have one over the other. I think it really depends on what stage you're at in your investing, maybe what age you are, what type of risk strategy you would like to implement, and pretty much how you feel about the two different asset classes to invest in. Personally, I feel like there's a position for both of these assets, cryptocurrency and the stock market, in my portfolio. It's just going to depend on what time each of the markets are in. You know, is one rising while the other one's falling? Are they rising together? Or am I looking for bigger returns, maybe slightly higher risk? Or am I looking for gains that are going to take a little more time, but they provide dividends and passive income? Although I may lean towards one more than the other, I think it's still important to talk about both of them and basically personal finance and investing in general, because my background's from property investing as well, which I don't talk about all that often, but I often talk about the economic cycle, which helps us position ourselves in the upcoming market, whether it's going to crash or whether it's going to rise. And that's usually the biggest thing that people are worried about. You know, where is the market going to fall and is now the right time to buy? And that's pretty much the basis of what I do. But then I try and relate that into actual actionable steps like investing in stocks or cryptocurrencies. I think it's important to talk about this because this is what I do on a daily basis for my clients. And so if I'm doing it, I might as well share it. Maybe it helps you guys out. Maybe you want to know more and you get in contact with me and we organize your own investment plan from that. If you're interested in that, obviously hit me up in the description down below. I've got links down there for that on my Instagram and Facebook. And if you like the sound of that, you just want to stick around for the free content, I appreciate that as well. Just be sure to give us a like, subscribe down below, and comment if you've got any questions. I love talking about money. I love talking about investing. I obviously love helping my clients with it. And it's something that I would do for free, and which is why I'm on YouTube. But I also do it paid because I realize the value in having to pay for something, in particular education and at different levels, individualized. It's something that I've grown up doing as well through my late teens, early 20s, paying tens of thousands of dollars for different types of education, which has led me to where I am today. Now, that's not to say that everyone has to go that route. Plenty of people have found free information online and have done amazingly well from that information because they have learned how to structure it. So at the end of the day, choice is yours. I've got paid, I've got free, but let's get on with the video and my thoughts between cryptocurrency versus stocks. And I'm going to start with probably one of the major points. It's something that I learned several years ago now from a friend who first got me into cryptocurrency. And how it started was we were talking about how you can assess the potential for something to rise in value. And this time we were looking at gold and silver. And he mentioned to me that if you're going to invest in metals, why not look at silver over gold? And of course, there are actual risks to assess with each of those assets. And that's something that I want to emphasize when it comes to the rest of the video with cryptocurrencies and the stock market. If we look at the market caps, the first being that of gold and the other being of silver, the market caps are vastly different. Silver has a much lower market cap compared to gold. And so you would expect, and history has shown, that you can expect to see a bigger gain in silver. Having said that, with a lower market cap comes higher volatility. And that's where we look at the beta of the asset that we are comparing to. So if we wanted to invest in metals and we wanted to see if we could get the biggest gain we could with, I think personally, the lowest risk, I would look at silver. Now, like I said, silver is a volatile asset, and you're probably wondering, why the hell am I still talking about metals when I said I'm going to compare stocks and cryptocurrency? But the point is the market cap, and this is how I first learned about it, which allowed me to apply that to cryptocurrencies. So silver has a higher beta than gold, meaning it fluctuates more, which means I have the potential to earn bigger gains than if I was to invest in gold. And so I can buy more of the silver and then potentially hold that for the bigger gains. Now, of course, with this comes the added risk of the higher volatility, obviously the beta. And with that, I have to be able to stomach bigger drops in the market, which leads me to cryptocurrency. Same thing I think applies to Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's market cap at the moment is somewhere around 200 billion. Obviously, this market cap varies greatly during the course of a day, let alone a week, a year, a month, anything like that. And because of this fluctuation, I have the potential to gain more than if I was to hold a high market cap in, say, the ASX, which is the Aussie stock market, or in the US stock markets like the NASDAQ or the S&P. The markets like the S&P, they're limited to the US. Like US investors can invest in that. Of course, everyone from overseas, we can invest in that through CFDs or setting up our own brokerages that are associated with America, or they're based in the US, and we can invest money from outside into the US as well. And that's why the overall market cap of the US is much higher, sitting somewhere around $25 trillion from the last time I looked. That number varies greatly as well, but the point being is that it's quite high. Whereas the ASX itself, our Australian market, is around 1.6 trillion Aussie dollars, give or take. So that's going to be fluctuating as well. If I look at the stock with the highest market cap in the Aussie market, that's at the moment BHP, which is around 180 billion, similar to Bitcoin. But BHP, unlike Bitcoin, is only listed on the Aussie market. So you've got a much smaller pool of money to be able to invest in it. Yes, like I said before, people can come in and invest in the Australian market as well. Whereas Bitcoin is global and anyone can get in at any time of the day. It's traded 24/7. It has a much bigger potential for more money to come in. The other side to that is you could see it as a much riskier asset to hold. Whereas BHP, it mines coal and other minerals and exports them for a profit. On the other hand, Bitcoin, we basically see it as a store of value. So it doesn't really do anything apart from storing value. Those things are to be weighed up as well. But what I wanted to emphasize in this, in my opinion, from stocks compared to cryptocurrencies, is looking at the overall market cap and the potential for new money to come into the space. What is the barrier to entry for new money to come into the space? That would be one of the main things that I look at when I'm looking at where I want to invest my money. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's going to depend on my investment strategy, where I'm at with that, and what I'm like as a trader, as an investor as well, like what my risk tolerance is. Do I want to see big fluctuations in my portfolio balance? Do I want something a little more stable, like a bigger capped stock? They can't move as much like Bitcoin can, and that is going to give me more stability at different times in my investment career. So in this example, I've just compared the biggest capped stock in Australia with Bitcoin, the biggest capped cryptocurrency worldwide. Now there's other things to consider. Maybe we can get into smaller caps in the Aussie market, and obviously that brings the volatility, it brings the risk. But if you are more inclined to invest with a country itself, a company that possibly making products now or services, or it's looking to do that in the future, then maybe getting into a smaller cap stock is a way to go. I've said it multiple times, not financial advice, and it is more risky, but with the risk comes the reward. So what we want to do is find assets, find something that we can invest in that we believe has a low downside risk and a huge upside potential. And so that's why I see cryptocurrencies, in particular Bitcoin and Ethereum, two of those, as having a big upside potential with far less downside risk compared to, say, like a small cap on the Aussie Stock Exchange. US, maybe you've got bigger chances to get huge returns. Going back to the Aussie market, say like we had Afterpay and Zip and those sort of things, which have done thousands of % return since they were first brought out. That's pretty cool too. How to get onto those? Another question, how would you have known about those in the first day? Just like how would you have known about Bitcoin back 10 years ago when it first came out? With that said, I think Bitcoin still has the potential to rise so much more because of the small market cap, looking globally with how much money is out there and basically what it brings to the table, which is a new industry, a new technology that I believe is needed in today's society. So that's my thoughts on cryptocurrency versus stocks and why I would choose one over the other at different times in my investment journey. Let me know what you guys believe to be the case for yourself, cryptocurrency or stocks. What stage are you at in your investment journey? Let me know in the comments down below. It helps me out to understand what it is that you guys are watching and what it is that you're interested in. Personally, obviously I'm interested in both. Like I said at the beginning, I'm interested in everything personal finance related and investment, and I just want to create the most efficient plan and something that interests me that I can then follow for years to come and learn about it along the way. So if I need to make changes to my plan, I'm in control. I know what I need to do and I can make those changes. If that sounds interesting to you guys, remember to hit the like below and subscribe for more of this content. I'm bringing it out quite often lately, at least 2 videos a week at this stage. Hopefully I'm trying to get out a third video related to this personal finance space. Hit the bell notification icon so you see these videos come out, and I'll catch you guys at the next video. If you want to get in touch, I've got Facebook down below, Instagram down below, and of course my email address is somewhere here. I'll leave it there and I'll catch you guys at the next video. Remember, until then, have more fun to get more done.